Rhea Ripley returns on WWE Raw. Women's WarGames teams revealed for Survivor Series 2024. The journey to WWE Survivor Series. WarGames 2024 escalated on Monday's episode of Raw, emanating from the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The electrifying night kicked off with significant developments in the women's division, laying the foundation for an intense WarGames clash. The show opened with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez making their way to the ring, exuding confidence and determination. Soon after, they were joined by Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae, forming a formidable group of 5 competitors. As the crowd buzzed with anticipation, the atmosphere in the arena grew more charged when the entrance theme of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair echoed through the arena. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the reigning WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, entered the scene with their characteristic flair, accompanied by Naomi, whose presence added even more star power to the mix. The trio paused at the entrance ramp briefly, soaking in the cheers and jeers from the crowd, before beckoning Io Sky to join them. With Io's arrival, the 4-woman faction exuded a sense of unity and purpose as they made their way to the ring to confront the opposing team. Inside the squared circle, tensions reached a fever pitch. Liv Morgan and her allies stood their ground, facing down the champions and their allies. The verbal exchange between the two factions underscored the personal rivalries and professional stakes at play, setting the stage for the upcoming WarGames showdown. The segment ended with a heated stare-down, leaving fans eager to see these teams collide inside the iconic double-ring steel cage at Survivor Series. Rhea Ripley's triumphant return. Later in the evening, the excitement reached new heights with the unexpected return of Rhea Ripley. The women's world champion, who had been absent from recent programming, made her presence felt in a monumental way. Ripley stormed to the ring during a chaotic backstage altercation involving members of both WarGames teams, reasserting her dominance in the women's division. Her return not only added a new layer of intrigue to the WarGames storyline, but also left fans speculating about how her involvement might tilt the balance of power. Ripley's return drew a thunderous reaction from the Grand Rapids crowd, solidifying her status as one of WWE's most compelling superstars. She wasted no time reminding everyone why she holds the top prize in the women's division, targeting both her allies and rivals with her signature intensity. Her presence promises to add an unpredictable dynamic to the upcoming Survivor Series event. The WarGames teams take shape. With Survivor Series just around the corner, the 2 teams for the Women's WarGames match appear to be set. On one side, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae will represent a mix of experience and raw power. Their collective goal is to prove their mettle against some of the most dominant forces in the division. Opposing them will be the team of WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, joined by Naomi and Io Sky. This faction brings a mix of championship pedigree and high-flying athleticism, promising a formidable challenge for their rivals. With Rhea Ripley's potential involvement still looming, the stakes have never been higher. As Survivor Series WarGames 2024 approaches, the WWE Universe is brimming with excitement for what promises to be a historic clash. The battle lines are drawn, the teams are ready, and the stage is set for one of the most anticipated matches of the year. Fans can only wait and see which team will emerge victorious inside the unforgiving WarGames structure. The tension was palpable as 2 rival factions stood face-to-face on opposite sides of the ring during the opening segment of WWE's November 18th show. Liv Morgan, one of the central figures in the heated rivalry, confidently pointed out that her team had the numbers advantage. However, her confidence was short-lived as an electrifying twist shook the arena to its core. Suddenly, the unmistakable sounds of "This Is My Brutality" blared through the speakers, signaling the surprise return of none other than Rhea Ripley. The WWE Women's World Champion stormed onto the scene, donning a protective face mask to shield her healing orbital bone injury. Ripley's presence was met with a thunderous ovation from the crowd, as fans had eagerly awaited her return after her recent absence. Ripley marched to the ring with her signature intensity, aligning herself with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Without hesitation, Ripley grabbed a microphone and issued a bold declaration, shouting one word that sent the crowd into a frenzy: WarGames. The declaration was a catalyst for an all-out brawl between the two teams. Chaos erupted as the superstars clashed in and around the ring, delivering a preview of the carnage fans can expect at the highly anticipated Survivor Series WarGames event. By the end of the segment, Ripley's team stood tall, their dominance sending a clear message to their rivals ahead of the showdown. A monumental return amid rising tensions. Rhea Ripley's return to television couldn't have come at a better time. Her absence had left a noticeable void in WWE programming, and her reemergence added a jolt of energy to the ongoing storyline. The protective mask she wore served as a reminder of her resilience, emphasizing her willingness to fight through adversity. Ripley's inclusion on the Cargill-Belair team also adds star power and credibility to their side, solidifying them as formidable opponents in the WarGames match. The chemistry between Ripley, Belair, and Cargill was evident during the segment, and fans are eager to see how their dynamic will play out in the high-stakes environment of WarGames. Building momentum toward Survivor Series, WarGames. WWE Survivor Series. WarGames 2024 is set to take place on November 30th at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The event marks the continuation of one of WWE's most exciting modern traditions, pitting two teams against each other in a brutal double-ring, steel cage match. The announcement of Rhea Ripley's participation has significantly raised the stakes for this year's event. Her reputation as one of WWE's most dominant competitors makes her a game-changer in any match, especially one as physically demanding as WarGames. With her return, Ripley joins a stacked lineup that promises to deliver one of the most memorable Survivor Series events in recent history. Fan anticipation reaches fever pitch. Ripley's dramatic return has sparked a wave of excitement among fans, who are buzzing about the potential matchups and storylines heading into Survivor Series. Social media has been ablaze with speculation about how the match will unfold and which team will emerge victorious. The inclusion of Ripley, Belair, and Cargill on one team creates an intriguing mix of personalities and wrestling styles, while Morgan's team brings its own blend of strategy and tenacity. The unpredictability of WarGames ensures that anything can happen, making it one of the most highly anticipated matches of the year. A must-watch event. As the countdown to WWE Survivor Series, WarGames 2024 continues, the stakes couldn't be higher. Rhea Ripley's return has not only shifted the balance of power, but has also heightened the anticipation for what promises to be a spectacular event.